Greetings! Did it weird you out, anyone? No. What's going on, Mr. Pedley? How are you? You know, if I push this button here, Damien, the screen will split in half and your head will appear there and me and you could literally have a public conversation. Did you know that? So yeah. I'm just seeing what people want to talk about tonight. Anything painty. I've got kind of a little bit of a thing I want to kind of throw out there. But yeah, I just want to see what you guys want to go on about. Are you in the bath? Right, it's happening. You get the option to reject it, by the way. I kind of want to tell the world how awesome you are, and it's too late now because I've just done it. But I don't know how you feel about the old social media thing now you're on Instagram. Are you really in the bath? Picture, it didn't happen. Yeah, go and follow Damien Pedley. There you go. You're getting some promotion, mate, because you deserve it. I know, adjust me height of my tripod here. I feel like everything's a little bit too high. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Warhammer Wilson, good evening. So, what's everybody up to, other than obviously finding out that Mr. Pedley's in the bath? Are we all up to anything amazing? I've got me a big mug of lemon water, all at hand. It's interesting, I've like got a tripod that instead of the boingy thing that I normally have. Werebear extraordinaire. That's poetic. Yeah. Emlyn, hello. Emlyn 1988. That's exactly 10 years. I'm not sure if it's to the week, to the month, to the day, whatever. From my birthday. So there you go. Hey, when I angle my head like this wrinkle really comes out. Interesting. See, it's details like that when you're painting a model that you have to think about. Well, you don't have to, but if you want to get geeky and nerdy about it, then you kind of have to. So, folk, throw some questions at me. Throw some ideas at me. Did you know this week I went back to an old model, this one, which is my Space Wolf Rune Priest. There'll be pictures in my gallery, so you can have a look at them. I went back to it, reassessed it all, and I decided to repaint to a degree, repaint almost all of it. You know, let's see if I can get a good image of it here. Here's the geezer. All the camera will focus on it. Why does the camera want focus on skin better than it'll focus on my model? Look, focus on my boat race here. But yeah, anyway, here's me dude. Come on, camera, focus on this guy. So yeah, I actually decided to go back and repaint so much of it, but not necessarily change any colours, but just enhance what already existed on the model, and smooth out transitions and fix things I wasn't happy with, and I can't say I've actually ever really done that before. Normally I'll leave things as reminders for the next model. But yeah, I actually went back and made refinements. I think that's the word. refinements to it, additions, adjustments, blah blah blah. And it was quite a pleasurable experience. And I also, for the first time ever, I've got some of these fancy plinths. I say some of, this is one of. Yeah, fancy plinth, because they actually are nice. Normally I don't like models on plinths. It's just blue tacked on there. I also did this fella as well. Hiya! Good old Raggers. Ragnar, for those that don't know. So yeah, I quite like them on plinths. It actually makes me feel better about picking them up and holding them. It's almost less about display. But yeah, quite like these. A lot, really. So yeah, there you go with that. And I might even take a paintbrush back to Ragnar as well. I've not decided yet. Because when I kind of always thought this guy was better painted than Ragnar, but Ragnar had almost the cooler impact overall. So I always thought Ragnar would be like the cooler thing to look at. But when I started putting them together, it's like, still Ragnar's like, it's a pretty good paint job. You know, without blowing my own trumpet, because I really generally don't like doing that. But maybe I should actually start like doing that. But I just know what I can do, I suppose. And what I can't do as well, which is a good thing. Yeah, Ragnar's cool. I think it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever painted. Like, I proper enjoy going back and looking at him. So yeah. Right. Am I still drinking that lemon water? I swear, when we run out of lemons when TS is in town, do you know what, right? It keeps me alive, you know. I keep trying to go back to my old lifestyle, my old diet, and sometimes it's okay, and there's some foods which are alright for a short time, but you know, since my operation and since my life has changed, I have to stick on the things that are keeping me safe, you know. And in fact, if there's anyone else out there that has any bowel or gut issues or even health issues they want to talk about, or they want to see if I can help with them, then honestly, get in touch. I'm up for it, but I will proper get on your case about it. So you know, be aware. I ain't just gonna go, oh, it's okay, you'll know what you're doing. I'll be like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and I won't stop. Well, I probably will stop once I realise I'm wasting my breath on you, but that's all up to you, that bit, you know. So yeah. Who else is here? Loads of folk turning up. Great stuff. Ellis, how's the new job? The new job's alright. I mean, it's working for it's working Games Workshop retail. You know, Games Workshop retail is Games Workshop retail, no matter what store you're in. It's the same story. You know, you just gotta go and have some fun, make that fun infectious, and hopefully that translates into success. You know, so yeah. L, brilliant, man. You've got a health issue. You've had a psychic and emotional shift. First, I'd ask you to clarify what you mean by psychic. You think you need diet to change too. Go. Okay. I can only recommend a change to something if I already know what we're changing from. If I say eat 3 apples a day and all you already eat is 3 apples a day, then I'm not recommended a change, have I? So, you know, I've got to know where you're at. Things that definitely improve mood. One thing I would advise is go and get your bloods done at the doctor's. All right, check on vitamin D3, B12, and iron. Okay, check all those things. Right, once those things have been checked, because you'll be surprised what kind of impact a deficiency in those things has on your mood. Once you understand that your bloods are fine or not, then you can make appropriate adjustments. Because this is big for me, because I've been in counselling, all right. Do you know what, weirdly, I'm just going to stop this here 1 second. One of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is how painting and the theories behind painting help me overcome my own, not just overcome, but also integrate and come to terms with and allow and accept my own psychological demons and my own physical needs in order to look after myself. And I feel really strongly about this, all right. Painting has helped me overcome that, and I have toyed with the idea a lot. Though I'm not an educated person, I'm educated in life. I'm not educated in school. I'm educated in life, but I've wanted to make more videos about how painting helped me on my journey and how I believe it can help other people on your journey. So back to you, Mr. L. One of the big things I learned was if your iron, your B12 or your vitamin D, D3 in particular, is low, then that manifests itself in a very particular low mood. And then you go to the doctors and the doctor says, oh, you're depressed. Where really what you only need is to eat things that are high in iron, B12, and get some more sunshine. And your mood will improve and you'll go, oh, I'm not depressed. And then because you don't know those things, you change your lifestyle back to a shit lifestyle. All those things dip again. You go, oh yeah, I'm depressed, there's something wrong with me. But it's not something wrong with your psyche, it's something wrong with your diet. So if you can improve your diet and your psyche is still wrong, then you know there's something wrong upstairs. Yeah. The other way around, or if you improve your diet and your psyche improves, then you know it's always downstairs. I hope that helps you, like, maybe clarify some things, because I don't know much about your position, so one of the things I had Crohn's disease. I had to have a load of my guts removed. I've had to fight through a lot of bullshit, misinformation, whether it be an honest mistake or honest ignorance or whatever you want to call it. I've had to find my way through truths. And those truths come through my own trial and errors and awareness of the causes and effects of those trial and errors, so whenever I say certain things about myself, it's because I've tested it. And the more and more I test these things, the more and more I actually find that a lot of the things doctors are peddling on you, well intended, they're really, really ill-informed, and then what they then give you can be quite harmful and lead you down a quite ineffectual path, So LK, you've just said yes, iron and B complex. Why have you just said that? Is that because it's something you've experienced yourself already and I've just reminded you of it? Or have I just inspired you that actually that might be the problem? Or the solution, if we want to get all positive about it. Okay, let's go back through some of these questions. You've been advised to start off caffeine and sugar. Okay, right, L. That is big. Okay, that is big. Right, and here's why it's big. So let's go back to the iron, B12, and by the way, I am no nutritionist. Don't actually assume that I've got any kind of qualification. I have to just... In fact, this is my own insecurity coming out here. Fuck whether I've got qualifications or not. So, what iron... what caffeine and tea contain things called polyphenols and tannins, and they do two things. They attach themselves to metals and other contaminants in your gut, and they flush it away. So if you're having what you consider a big healthy steak to get your iron all up, and you wash it down with a tea at the end, you've just ruined it all, because all that iron and all that good stuff in your gut is being taken away, because they attach on a molecular level to the polyphenols in the tea. The iron and the polyphenols get attached together and take a piss. Yeah, and that's them gone. Yeah, so around meal times, no tea, no coffee. Okay. The next thing the tannins do is they tighten up the lining of your stomach. So all those tannins as well, now your stomach lining is tighter, you can't absorb as much. So you think you might have a healthy diet, you might be putting healthy things in you, but you're also putting things in you that are counteracting those good things, are preventing them from doing the job. So you got to look at your diet in I think about 5 different ways. There are things that are just bad for you, end of. There are things that aren't good for you, but they're not bad for you either. There are things that aren't good for you, but what they're doing is they're... do you know what? I literally had this conversation yesterday. There are things that are bad for you. There are things that are good for you. There are things that are not helping the good things do what they do, but they don't really help anything else. So they're kind of like neutral foods. Then there are foods that make the bad things better, foods that make healing things better, and there's other foods that work in tandem with other foods to help you improve. So you've got to find out what foods they are. There are foods that you think are just neutral and they're actually holding you back, like tea and coffee, and I suppose sugar. I drink a lot of tea and coffee. Apologies, by the way, if I'm rambling now. I've never actually publicly express all the experience I've had over the last few years, so it's all just coming out in a crazy ramble. So for example, if I have a zinc supplement or an iron supplement, I make sure I don't have it around something like spirulina or tea, because spirulina is high in iron itself, but it's also high in a certain... I'm just going to call them antioxidants because it's easier to understand. That'll take the iron away. It draws out certain metals from your body. So spirulina, although it's good for you, it can also be working against you if you try to get other things in there. So you've got to understand your food, why you're taking it, how it does what it does, and then how best to optimize throughout the day. Which sounds really clinical, unfortunately, but that's just what I've found out. That's why I'm working on bringing more water into my diet, especially with more lemon and watermelon and things like that, because they're a little more hydrating than just water alone. So yeah, I hope that helps. Let's go back through all this. I've just had a crazy ramble. Damien Pedley says, without paying you go fucking bananas. I'd keep that in the bedroom, mate, if I were you. Steve Forte Nocturnus. Do it. Sounds like a great idea for vids. Your therapist encouraged you to paint more often as part of cognitive behavioural therapy. Yeah, because it makes a person very present all of a sudden. Going back up through, medicine is fed through the corporate funnel. Yeah, you could say that, but food is medicine. So educate yourself on food. Thoughts are medicine. Get yourself educated on thoughts. Thoughts are a choice. You might not think they're a choice, but it doesn't. So I can tell you now, every day, every day, oh fuck. Do you know, you think some things are easy to say, and then it comes to actually saying them to people. knowing that there's people that care about you around you are about to hear what you're about to say. Every day I think about killing myself. Every fucking day. Every day. Every day. And life's a task for me. I don't know what people think about me when they see me on this camera and they see me doing my YouTube videos or they see me running a course or whatever it is. Yeah, but all the things I enjoy doing or all my ambitions, blah, 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 at the moment I perceive they've got a cap on them. The cap is the diet that I have to have. It appears to limit what I'm able to do. You know, I can't eat what I want to eat anymore, and I feel like I can't travel because I need certain foods at certain times a day. Constantly, that's what I need. And it's like, well, I want to get out there, I want to travel the world, I want to go and teach people in America, in Germany, in Australia, in anywhere and everywhere. Well, I want to teach everybody, but without a guarantee that I can find the right things there, you know, on that journey from, say, New York to Los Angeles or down through into Mexico. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to go, and if I could do it all for free, I'd do it all for free. But I could have $1 billion and I might not be able to find the right things out there or the right people to help cater for me. And it fucks me off. But that's a small example. There's other things. But yeah, every day these thoughts are in my head. But the first thing I realised is they are just thoughts. The second thing I realised I can choose other thoughts. I can. You might not think you can't, but you can. I look at some song lyrics, I can read those song lyrics, I can sing those song lyrics. They all are thoughts in my head. You know, I can choose these things. And just because I do it once doesn't mean I can do it every time, because, you know, thinking is a skill as much as it is a mental movement, you know, and it takes practice. Painting takes practice. It takes choosing your mental and physical tools deliberately, choosing your mental tools, choosing, you know, the thoughts in your head, choosing your physical tools, the food you eat, the people around you, the job you do. Yeah, choosing the physical tools. So choosing a good paintbrush, choosing a good knife, choosing good quality paint on a good model. Yeah, they all make up your ultimate model. This thing, the ultimate model you're ever going to paint. Yeah, and it takes awareness and choice. You have to be aware of the choices you're making, the choices of the tools and your thoughts. All right, or the concepts you want to apply to your model, the paints and the ideas you want to apply to your model, and then the manner in which you get them there. And if you don't understand the manner of how they work, then how are you going to get them there? So you've got to start to understand how your brain, how your thoughts work, how your body works, how the food works, and then you start constructing it. And you know, these are the things I've learned. Okay, back in the room. Because you related, well, let's talk about therapy and painting in a PM. I'm up for it. Now, I've helped people. I literally have helped people. I've taught a few autistic people not to not be autistic, but to be great painters, to make great choices that they thought they couldn't make, whether it be physically or mentally. And I'd choose them as commission painters. In fact, one of them is a commission painter. And two of them are commission painters, in fact. And then I have one lad who has ADHD or something like that, but he got incredibly violent in busy situations, and now he's not. And he actually phoned me back and said, you know, because of the things you taught me in painting and taught me about myself, he actually said he no longer takes his drugs, or he takes them less often, which I was like, okay. I'm kind of proud of that, yet at the same time, you know. But that lad, he's functioning, and he sends me regular messages to say, I'm doing well, and he sends me regular pictures of his work to say, here's how I'm developing, and he's developing his painting along with his mentality, along with his impacts on the world, and everyone's benefiting. Everyone's benefiting. And I think that just makes me feel real grateful and a little bit validated. Yeah, because again, I always come at these things with I almost have a string. I'm kind of anchoring myself down, with giving you guys as much as I can, because I'm like, I feel like somebody's going to go, you're a cunt, or whatever it is, So, yeah, I genuinely think I can help. And whether I can help is different to the fact that I want to help. I want help, So there you go. Mr. Damien Pedley says, I've got to put the writing right over my own. Right, there we go. Totally agree, Tito. You had a shit few years. Diet changed to veggie. Happy levels went through the roof as a result. Yeah, man. In fact, going back to diet, there's good fats and bad fats. So fat isn't bad. So once you start cutting out certain bad fats, then your diet will start to improve. You'll start to feel lighter. Adding in more fruits and vegetables is always a winner. So yeah. Right. Dead Inside says hello. Emmeline smiles and laughs. A steak doesn't even have a lot of iron in it. Well, that's always comparable. It's got a lot of iron in it compared to paper, but whatever. Damien Pedley, always in Magpies. Hi. Hi. A quick hello. Rod's Mods join. Tell some the vlog. How do you say that? No topping yourself. If you do that, T-Dog, I'll just learn necromancy. I'm already my own zombie though. But in fact, let's clarify that a little bit. I'd never do that. I'd never do it because it just doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because I am a work in progress. That's the first thing. I am a work in progress. I'm not a finished piece. In fact, this I thought was a finished piece. It needed more work, I decided. So I worked on it more. I am a work in progress. Now, in fact, I've done a video about this that literally is uploading to YouTube right now about the process versus the end product. And you think these are two separate things, but they're not. They're one and the same. You can't have one without the other. They're like inseparable things. It's not even things. To say things means that they're separate again, but it's one and the same. And to be unhappy as an end result within the process is to mean you're not going to get to the jewel at the end. So to bin that project, which would be me, to bin that project would be to not find out what the treasure is at the end, and I fucking want to know. You know what I mean? I've earned this fucking treasure, whatever it is, whatever I've been through and what other people are going through. You're earning something there. You've got to fucking be earning something. Whatever it is, you've got to be earning it. Keeps me going. The product keeps me on the process. Yeah? Painting at a top end is not fucking easy. It is not fucking easy. Alright? It's not fucking easy. Now, did you choose your hobbies? I don't know if I chose my hobbies. Like, if I decided to make being a millionaire my hobby, does that mean I'd be as passionate about it as I am with miniature painting or guitar playing? Do you choose your hobbies? I don't know. Could I make my hobby being a fantastic example of a healthy specimen? By the way, I've lost some weight, so I might look thinner. I definitely feel thinner. I've still got some muscles and blah, 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 but so I'm not a insanely healthy specimen right now, but I know I'm a work in progress. So I hope that answers the painting analogy. I always find there's a painting analogy to everything, and these are all the things I think I want to share with you. By the way, Mr. Pedley, I'm glad you'd bring me back. I think it'd be cool being a zombie. What was that? Idle Hands. You see that? The movie called Idle Hands. He keeps his mate as a zombie in the... Oh, it's Shaun of the Dead as well. He does that, don't he? Idle Hands is pretty funny. That's an old movie. Right, let's go back through these comments. Amy Snuggs, hi. Mr. Harland, good evening, good sir. It's the plot of the Goonies. Goonies never die. Goonies never die? No, I think Goonies do die. They just never say die. You know? So... There's kind of like a brief insight into the kind of videos I want to make. Now I run a course that I call the Fundamentals, which Amy Snuggs has been on, and she wrote something nice on her Instagram page about the course, which I'm very grateful of. So thank you, Amy. And that course, that is the foundation to kind of how I look at my life now. You know, and I'm still kind of breaking my own rules for it. So I'll give you a link to something I said earlier on in this video. To the course. So I end the course with a saying, and that saying goes something like, if you focus on finishing the model, okay, if you focus on the product at the end, if you focus on finishing the model, you will have a finished model. Okay? The line underneath says, if you focus on doing the things I've taught you, the process and how those processes work and the why they work, you will also have a finished model. But at the end of the second line, you will also have a greater skill set and a greater awareness of the skill set, and you will become a better painter on that journey. Now, in my life at the moment, what I still seem to appear to be doing is I still appear to be jumping back up into this top line. I still want to use the skills of the skills of my old life, the junk food of my old life, the junk thoughts of my old life, and they're still making this model with a lower outcome in the product. You know. So I also don't beat myself up when I do like digress into my old ways, because that is your greatest enemy as a painter when you try to develop yourself. Let's say you get lessons from me, or you get lessons from Alfonso Giraldez, or Andy Wardle, or whoever it is. You know, there's loads of great painters out there that are teaching loads of great courses. If you go to their courses and they impart all this information onto you, and then what you do is you go home and then unconsciously, without even being aware of it, carry on painting your own way. Unless you had a serious amount of fun, you just wasted a lot of money. So you need to take these things away. You know, that's why I actually, in this course, the one I've just ran in Hull, I didn't give out any cheat sheets. I didn't do it. Normally I would have done, but I'm not doing it anymore because I want you guys to pay attention. I want you guys to take notes. I don't want you. I've got, all right, there's all the answers there. I'll file that under fucking lost. It's not even under B. You put it somewhere and then you put it somewhere and then that's that done. You know. But the moment you start taking notes, you create an image, it burns itself in your mind. The moment you've got no notes, you start asking questions like, what the fuck did he just say? And all these things are jogging your memory and start firing you up again. And those are the things I want. So yeah. So anyway, this course, it was also a new way of running it. Not that the people attending knew. It was a very more refined way of running it because of all the private painting lessons I've been doing recently. Managed to refine it more and more and more. And actually, not only have I refined the course, but I've also kind of added a lot more to it that I wasn't able to fit into one course. So I'm thinking, actually, do I need to do a fundamentals part 2? And for those that attended the course, would you like that? And the answer can only really be yeah, but and that's kind of on top of the non-Mets course, because I used to see the non-Mets course as the fundamentals part 2, because the idea in non-Mets is kind of like a bullshit idea. It kind of like doesn't exist, because non-Mets is a result. But if I use only flesh colours and use the same method as non-Mets, then have I done non-metallic skin? Or have I done? Actually, I've done real lighting on skin. Do you know what I mean? So the word non-Mets, I think, yeah, it's an idea bandied around with not enough thought. So now I think maybe I have 3 courses that I'd like to put out there. But the only way to find out, and the only way to help me refine, really, I suppose, is to get them courses out there. So I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? Doop-a-doo, let's see what people have to say. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright, Mr. Ireland, yeah, books. Still, how many years have you had them books? Always a Magpies is selling the rest for them. I'll have them. I'll give you a £5 for them. Yep, I'll come for coffee. Amy Snuggs would love to attend more of my courses. Last week's was great. Thank you, by the way. Again, I can only ever be grateful that people A, come, and B, enjoy it, and C, this is the big one, produce some results that aren't your old results. That's a real big one for me, to know that you guys have developed yourself, not can develop yourself, because everybody can develop themselves. That much I know. I've seen it. I've seen people with the shakes. Oh, I can't paint. Well, here's a dry brush for you. Off we go. Or, oh, I can't paint. Well, go like that. All of a sudden you're not shaking, or I'll give somebody a suggestion that calms the way they think about this, and they go, hang on a minute, yeah. Like a person with a stutter. Yet the moment they sing a song, there's no more stutter. Well, you can sing with your hand. There's something in there that helps us switch and makes us able. And I'm still figuring all this out as well, by the way. Oh my God, I can't tell you the frigging journey I've been on just in my life to try and figure out what it is. This is the shit we should be taught earlier on, right? I mean, there's 2 people in this thread right now that have seen me freak out, like they've seen me get thoroughly fucked off, and they've seen me be in a right state physically and mentally, and there's probably more to come for me, but that's part of my journey. But because I've been through what I've been through, and because I've helped some other people in disadvantageous physical or mental positions go through what they've gone through, I'm fucking sure we can all figure this out, and we can get better. We can make better lives. We can paint better lives. I'm absolutely sure, because I've seen it happen. I've felt it happen with myself, and it's possible, man. That's the thing. It's possible. There is hope. There is hope. I tell you, when there's no hope, when you bin the model, that's when there's no hope. It's done. All right. Hey, any newcomers, welcome to my channel. We're a cheery lot here, by the way. Let's see what people have to say. Phil Harland says, Mr. Hellchild, how are you? You alright? Phil Harland says, am I ever going to produce a book or written guide to miniature painting? Do you know what, right, Phil? I kind of have that book written already in my head. I don't know why. The emotional investment in writing this book at this moment in time, I'm struggling to find it, and I'm almost kind of trying to force this thing out instead of kind of allow it out. So I'm working on that idea through taking a lot of you guys, or not taking, but inviting a lot of you guys into a Patreon account where I do a video based on the teachings of this book. You guys help me refine it. Then I write the book and I'll share it again with you guys. We'll go a chapter at a time. And essentially you guys help me, obviously financially, because that's what Patreon is. Help me write the book. Help me refine the book. Help me make sure the book is understandable. And also so it's fun. And then we do it that way because I'm very much motivated by engaging with you guys. Now, if I sit down and write a book based on, I think I had like 15 folders planned out for this book. It is not in me to sit typing for that amount of time and not. It's just not in me, you know what I mean? So I need to find. Well, it is in me, but just not in that very academic way. I've never been that guy. I'll dictate it to someone, and if they can frigging type it out for me, I'm in. I'm in. Let's team up and do it. I'm in. I'm well in for it. You know. So the thought is in there. The book is in there. I can see it. I can see it in my head. I think it'd be the best painting guide ever. Arrogance aside, there's no arrogance. Like, I think it, because hopefully Amy will be able to attest this. If you've been on my fundamentals course, then every other painting guide should now be easier to understand, because painting guides only appear to be aimed at the level of painter that can already do it. If you get an heavy metal painting guide book, it doesn't mean all of a sudden then you'll be able to paint it at the heavy metal level if you follow those steps, because there's so much missing, and all that stuff missing is the stuff I teach on my course. You know, so I think there'd be a real great primer for doing anything. You know, but then again, Phil, you've had more lessons with me than any other person on the planet, and hopefully you'll understand why I said that. Nate Satan says, I think whatever level of painter, it's good to do Tommy's course because it tightens your thinking as well as your technique. It freshens your brain like a lemon. Nate, thank you, man. Damien, having been on the NMM course, the techniques you learn easily transition into other styles. Yeah, because they're just kind of the mechanics of it. And that's it. They're inarguable. There's a cause, there's an effect. You know what I mean? Sun goes down, sun comes up. There's no, you can't argue with that business. You know. Nate saying, I think a once monthly painting vlog from Tommy doing a gallery critique of our minis would be excellent. I tell you what, right? Here's an idea I wanted to do. Because you bang on. A mini a month, a mini a week, say, and I'd even do it publicly. You know, the only reason I care about the money is not to make money. The only reason I ever care about the money is so I could do this and survive. If I could do it and thrive, that'd be even better. But I also like to do if Tommy was to copy Bohun, how would Tommy do it? If Tommy was to copy Yellow One, how would Tommy do it? If Tommy, not just here's how Tommy does X, it's literally here's how this guy does it. Whether I'm right or wrong, if you all get the same results, then yay, winner. And the other one is I'd like to do kind of like reviews of other people's models as well, and go, all right, so here's this guy's latest work. Here's what I think about it. Here's the technical ins and outs of how and why I think it's good. You know, I've well enjoyed doing that. Yeah, cheers, Nate. By the way, Nate's saying like Tony Hart with Morph. Why what Tony Hart do with Morph? North Order. Good evening, good sir. Mr. Phil, you can't drive reading the highway code and do it. Can't replace one-to-one with you. It's good repository of knowledge to have at hand. Yeah, I think, yeah, you can't beat one-to-one painting, without a doubt. I've got loads of ideas, needs a theme tune. I have my theme tune at the beginning and end of my videos. I wonder how long's left of this. How long have we been going, by the way? It doesn't tell you the time, does it? There might only be a few minutes left of this video, so get some questions in quick. If you've got any other ideas for me to do like quick videos on, please do that. And the big one is, right, so I have, this, I'm going to ask for some help now. I genuinely ask for some help. I've got like maybe 400 and some subscribers on my YouTube channel. I've got almost 4,000 followers on my Facebook and 8,000 followers on my Facebook page. I want 8,000 followers on my YouTube channel because that's where the information is. Do you know what I mean? I want the 3,500 followers on my Instagram page on my YouTube because that's where the information is. You know, how do I get those people to the YouTube channel? You know, then I look at, say, you know, Amy Snuggs, she's got like 15,000 followers. Well, you know, these are the people I want to help. Do you know what I mean? These are the people I want to help. So they're out there, you know, this hobby, it's no small deal, I don't think. And the amount of people out there that have got like some misinformation or, you know, a misconception or they want to get better, or they want to spend the money more wisely, they want to be inspired or whatever it is. I want to help people within the hobby and I'm not helping enough, and it grinds my fucking gears, you know. And I don't want to say, oh, I'll give you free stuff if you join me channel, beg. Don't want to do that, you know. So other than the like and share business, and if I was to go around that incredibly businessy kind of thing, you know, I'll do that. I know how to do that. I'm just sick of it. I just want to be me now and show me to you guys, be honest about my experiences, whether I'm right or wrong in that honesty at that moment in time, experience that, learn from it, correct myself. You guys basically join me on my journey through the ups and downs to realise that the ups and downs are life. It's not all about up, let's enjoy the fucking downwards as well as the weightless highs before we plummet back down again, and let's just enjoy that oscillation, you know. So yeah, there you go. That's me asking you guys for help. Like, feed people to me so I can help them. Literally, I'm just here to help, and part of that is entirely selfish because I fucking enjoy it. That's really what I enjoy doing. I enjoy teaching. You know, teach how to play guitar. I'll teach how to do something I don't know how to do. I feel confident that I could do something like that. You know. I'll tell you why, actually. Years ago, I started doing martial art. Probably 2001. So I was doing that martial art for some time. Now, I've not really done it properly in a long time. And I ain't that good at it. And they always had this shirt that said in Chinese, one true level on it. And the idea behind that one true level idea is that if you learn something to the point where it's just part of you, then you can learn anything because everything is the same. the principles, you know, like, of the universe apply across the board, and that's why I'm quite passionate about using painting to help people, because I use painting to help me. And the way I created my like painting system, if you aren't like calling it that, but it's just a good way of communicating it, is by applying those martial arts ideas to it. And I was like constantly sifting through painting to find out where the links were, and I found all the links, and it kind of helps you see the matrix. And with all that, you know, when it comes to learning things like a new guitar song or a new skill in another job somewhere, then I apply those same ideas, and I develop quite A, comfortably, B, proficiently, C, quickly within those new things. And if I can do it, anyone can do it, because I ain't special, you know. I ain't special. Okay, let me just scroll down now. Let's go through some comments before. Okay, Nate saying, got loads of great ideas, needs a theme tune. Thank you. The new GW. Yes. GW model holding thingies. Right, so let's talk about these. When they first came out, I was all like, oh yeah, bit of blue tack. Bit of blue tack on an old paint pot, or as I used to use, this pot of paint thing. It's what, distress crackle paint. And it does the same job. Yeah and no. I actually prefer these. They are good. I will be buying another next week. If not maybe two, because I like to work on multiple projects. They are good. There is a little knack to using them, because you need two hands to open this, and which hand do you put the model in with? So you kind of got to be a little bit careful. So I open one end, and then I kind of like squeeze in with my fingers like that. But it's still not easy to use. So, you know, be careful when you're using them. But once the model's on, yeah, they are. I like them. I like them. So yeah, and cheap, £5, yeah. Okay, interactive competition, polls drive people to subscribe. Yeah, in fact, I've been thinking about giving away free painting lessons for that. Maybe a person or 3 people a year or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. Model of the month might be the whip that brings in more eyeballs. Yeah, I think so as well. Surely free stuff they get is the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Cheers, Damien. I always rely on you to see the point, because that is kind of the point, isn't it? I just want to give it all away. I just can't, you know, do it every day. I literally get a kick out of seeing somebody succeed at what it is they want to do. And I can only do that if I'm funded to do it, you know. So yeah, there you go. Need a website which is a destination page and includes some landing pages with rudimentary guides. I don't know how I do a website. I don't know anything about websites. It's not. If somebody else wants to help me there, then I'm very grateful for that. But I can't even afford a website, let alone create one, you know. Nate Satan really struggled before brush hits a model on coming up with good paint scheme. Once it's finished, I'm like, why did I put that colour down there? Right, so first, what do you consider a good paint scheme? Second, don't stop chasing original paint schemes. Stop it, you know, because all the paint colour schemes, they've all been done a million times, and anybody who comes up with something original is generally just combining a certain amount of already existing colour schemes. The next thing, if you want to know what colour looks good on something or with something, then that colour probably already exists on the internet with something else, you know. So and fuck colour theory. I'm going to put that out there right in blunt words. Fuck colour theory. Fuck it, because it is a theory, and B involves words like complementary, and if that isn't the biggest word of opinion, then, you know, fuck it. Now, it's a useful tool, you know, if you know how to use it. And if you don't know how to use it, you got to fuck it up. So fuck complementary. Go down the route of contrasts, because there's a set of facts, not complementary ideas. Although contrasting colours is part of colour theory, but if you don't understand colour theory, then why colours are called contrasting colours, it'll be lost on you. But if I said light and dark, that idea isn't lost on you. If I said large and small, that idea isn't lost on you. If I said rough and smooth, that idea isn't lost on you. Or soft and sharp, these ideas aren't lost on you. They're quite tangible ideas. Fuck colour theory, though it's a useful tool and it's a skill to use and it's going to enhance you. But until you understand colour theory, you're probably just going to make a bunch of shit-ass mistakes with it. But when it comes to contrast, you're probably not. So start stacking ideas of contrast as opposed to chasing colour schemes. Next thing, just copy colour schemes. Just copy them. Straight out copy them. And the more you copy, the more you'll find out which ones work, and you start to see a pattern as to how and why they work. And once you see that little matrix of how and why they work, then you will go, well, I remember how and why that worked over there with that one, so I'm going to apply it now to this one. And then you start becoming more original. Because when you're a baby and you're learning a language, what you don't do is you go, oh, do you know what, I'll be all original, I'm going to make up my own words. And you soon realise that actually you don't fit in, you're not communicating effectively with people. So what do you start doing? You start learning the words that are around you, you start using the words that are around you, and then you start becoming your own person when you use all those words in your own original way. Start copying. And then you can start going on and learning new languages and blah, 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 and, you can do more and more and more. Copy. Everyone's trying to be original, but it doesn't exist. It's all been done. All of it's been done, or it's all not been done in that idea, because when you start combining all these things in your own original way, then, that's how creation happens. Well, that makes sense. A permanent resource of Tommy brilliance and inspiration. Thank you, Phil. Doing it on the fly isn't working, obviously, but when I sit down and plan, there's things you miss and it robs your motivation for painting in the end. What is it? It is the thing you blame when you don't want to take responsibility for putting down the brush. It is doing it on the fly isn't working, obviously, but when I sit down and don't plan, just paint, man. Just enjoy painting and seeing where it takes you. You'll be surprised. There's things you miss. Well, how do you know you've missed them if you haven't spotted them? If you've spotted them, why haven't you fixed them? Which takes it all the way back to you. Fix them things. You missed it. Well, no, you haven't, because you've missed it. Fix it, or if you missed it and it's not gone wrong, then brilliant, there's an opportunity to crack on. If you made a mistake, there's an opportunity to learn, to either prevent it, to erase it, or to cover it up, or to turn it into something else. Painting, man. Life. Damien, I am special, Tommy. There's that name again. The famous Tommy Sewell. I'm not sure about that, Damien, but thank you. Do you know what? I sound a bit of a turd there, but ungrateful. No, thank you. I mean that. The reason I got a little bit maybe cynical there is because I had this nickname in a few circles of friends, and though those circles of friends never met, my nickname was Special Tommy, and it kind of, as much as it is endearing, it is not endearing. It was to poke fun at as well, and I always kind of been set apart in that way. Although I was part of a group and loved, kind of all you want to be is part of the group. So it's like when I go to painting groups, I'm not just part of the group. It's like, oh, I'm the teacher, or blah blah blah. There's 6 seconds remaining. Thank you for everyone. Please like and share.